at work right now between Barack Obama, Hillary Rodham Clinton, and by extension, former President Bill Clinton. How's that coalition doing right now? Are all sides getting what they wanted when this coalition was forged last fall? Are all sides on track to what they hoped or dreamed of getting from it? And what is the dream? Is the presidency still in the cards for Secretary Clinton? Is Obama cool with that? Let's do a bed check on this strangest of political bedfellows. Up next, Bill Clinton gets a job with the UN. Hillary Clinton's out there doing everything right now. Are the Clintons still in the business? Is Secretary Clinton maybe still hoping to get to the White House on her own? You're watching Hardball, only on MSNBC. Welcome back to Hardball. Secretary of State Clinton has the best job in the Obama administration. Will it serve her well if she runs for president someday? Joining me right now is Ryan Liz of The New Yorker and David Corn of the Mother Jones magazine. And he's also with GQpolitics.com.
CQ.
CQ.
It's an eye test.
Very GQ's doing pretty well, actually, right now, too. I wouldn't knock GQ. But let me ask you, fellas, you can be skeptics if you want. I am a totally political person. I think nobody who is a politician ever really retires. I don't believe the Clintons have retired from politics. I see, as I look down the road, a fascinating coalition being forged here. Not the appointment of Hillary Clinton to do a job for Barack Obama, but the merging of these great political families. John Podesta, Rahm Emanuel, Capricia Marshall. They're all of Richard Holbrooke. You can start, Ryan. This administration is packed with Clinton people, Clinton alumni, loyal perhaps to both people now. How's it work?
Secondly, he
feels comfortable, though, with people who were rooting for the other side during the primaries, which I find interesting.
Well, I see it interesting, and I think what's marvelous for Democrats is that it's gone so well so far. You really hear very little grumbling from any particular camp.
I think it's been brilliant. You know why I think it is? Well, all this talk about bipartisanship is just talk, until we get to health care. Then I think it's going to happen. But 97%, you see numbers like that of Democratic unity. I've never seen any political party as united as this one, and I believe it's because they forged a coalition between the Obama forces and the Clinton forces, and that united the party.
No, I will never get in your way of coming up with a political conspiracy involving the Clintons. But sometimes you can do well by doing good. And I think Hillary Clinton now is just doing her job really, really well, and that will create possible political openings as you laid out.
So when you get all A's in school, you get to be class president?
Well, sometimes without causing a big fuss.
Duty serves.
And if you show that you're loyal to the team, all those scores that we thought would be deep from last year, they have vanished pretty quickly.
So a good partnership here has been forged. She's been dutiful. Let's face it, she's made no mistakes. She's been absolutely fabulous in terms of doing the job. It seems to me the acid test will come when, as Jim Baker, the former Secretary of State, says, there must be no seam between her and Obama when it comes to tricky issues like the Middle East. She can't be more pro-Israeli than Barack Obama. She has to be careful to be him, right? How's that going to work? To me, that's a test. They got to fight with Bibi Netanyahu. He is a tough customer. Likudnik, tough as hell. Are they going to forge a coalition and bring him aboard on a two-state solution?
Look,
the two of them together.
If you go back to the primaries, you would. There were a lot of people in the pro-Israel community who thought that this was a difference between Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
But let me ask you this: will they work? Do you sense they're working together? This is really talk about hardball. You're trying to forge a coalition and bring in Mahmoud Abbas, try to bring in Egypt into something more than a cold peace. Try to get the Israeli middle to trust you. Try to bring in some deal with Syria and the Emirates. This is a tough one, and if he gets this done, he's a historic figure.
Well, of course.
If he fails, he's just another loser in the Middle East.
Look how close Bill Clinton came. Remember the end of his presidency?
But he started after the election.
Nevertheless, at the end,
he started too late.
At the end of his administration, he was trying very hard to get this through.
Taba was good.
And now you have Dennis Ross working Iran.
Second question: when we have a bad economic situation next year, I watch the market every night on this show. Obviously, it's part of the show. If the economy stays weak or takes another dive next year, I think Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are going to be critical to Barack Obama. Your thoughts?
Why are they critical?
Because they have 18 million votes behind them of working-class whites who didn't vote for Barack Obama and are going to be damn angry if this economy goes down.
No, but I think looking at the 18 million votes that were behind Hillary Clinton, is there any evidence in any of the polling that those 18 million people have any reservations about Obama anymore? I think that's history. I think that division that existed in the primary is history. Every poll shows it. We've got 95% Democratic support for this guy. And I think a lot of those class divisions and racial divisions that existed in the primary are just ancient history.
I feel like a mugger in the convent. I am surrounded by totally goody two-shoes tonight. But I think you may be right. Innocence could
Look, I'm just looking at the evidence. It doesn't show up in any
lack of
polling,
political
Chris.
self-interest could have taken over Washington.
But no,
it happened last night, and I missed it.
Look at this.
We're going to have another meeting on this in about a month. Okay, I think there's a fascinating coalition. Politics does make strange bedfellows, so don't tell me it's not strange.
Their interests are aligned
You are
now.
so
That's the key.
beatific. Ryan Lissam, for a smart guy. Ryan Lissam, the New Yorker. David Corn of Mother Jones.
We all want an America defined by deep and meaningful equality, from civil rights to labor rights, from women's rights to gay rights, from ending discrimination. There are no acceptable limits, and there are no acceptable prejudices in the 21st century in our country.
We have a common task and a common challenge.
Why can't we see that we are all in this together?
18 million of you from all walks of life. Women and men, young and old, Latino and Asian, African American and Caucasian, rich, poor and middle class, gay and straight, you have stood with me. And I will continue to stand strong with you every time, every place, and every way that I can. The dreams we share are worth fighting for.